Hello, hello. Looks like everything is starting to work now. I really truly don't know what happened. Make sure that my microphone is on. All right. Well, okay. Everything appears to be working okay. I don't know what happened. I just reset my router a couple times and then basically just I shut down my streaming computer and then just reset a few things, and it seems to be working just fine now. So unfortunately, while I was trying to bring that up, I was trying to clear up some things, and as you can see, all my shulker boxes are gone because they are now in my sorting system, except for a few select ones I kept, like this one with redstone in it, which I am gonna drop here. And the reason why I did that is because it was getting a little too hectic. It was causing issues with me building because I had too much in my inventory. I couldn't find anything, so I was just making things over and over again and just wasting supplies. So the stream was originally scheduled to go till 9 o'clock, and I'm gonna go ahead and keep that. This will be a shorter stream, but yeah, it looks like the internet issues are taken care of. That was super frustrating, but everything's working really well now. So that was good. So what I'm gonna do right now is, since I've got everything sitting over there, going through my sorting system. Just gonna drop some things off here that I will use in the future. Go ahead and then start to work on my landscaping a little bit. Let's get okay. While I was off, I did go ahead and clear out the trees that were over here. Ended up getting like 3 or 4 stacks of the leaves, and then I also got 26 or 28 of the saplings, so I'll be replanting those somewhere else so I could farm them again. But I did set up this light post here for our next string of houses, which will fill up this entire area right here. I'm going to try to squeeze in quite a few. Yeah, I'm going to try to squeeze in as many as possible. So, all right, let's go over here and start a little bit of terraforming. So the thing about terraforming, I think that it's kind of... Oh man, did I not? I have a little bit. I need to go get some bricks that I just took over here because I can't landscape without them. Um, I use kind of the natural landscape that generates through Minecraft because it does a pretty good job of doing that. So I kind of outline it and replace it with the moss, some stones for texture, things of that sort. I'm going to run up here to my storage room. And hopefully not all those things have went through the system yet, so I don't have to like AFK up here at any point. I can just grab them back out of the system and just be on my way. Because these things I need, it's not a big thing. It's just some texture items that I use. These and these. And yeah, we'll just let that stuff just go ahead and go through the system. I'll just use these for now. And that should be plenty for this little area. So our goal tonight now, it's changed a little bit. So it's going to be, this will be the future Shinra building. And if you've played Final Fantasy VII, you know this doesn't look anything like the Shinra building in Final Fantasy. And that's because I changed, when I originally built this, I had a different thing in mind for it. But then the server owner mentioned that, hey, was I trying to turn this into Midgar? And then that's what inspired me to say, you know what? I think subconsciously I was trying to build Midgar. But, so I decided just to go full hog into it and just take care of it. So yeah, the goal is just this small area, this area right here. I'm not, I think this area right here, except for where I've got this, because this is where I get my mud and then concrete. And then I'll do this little area right here. But let me go ahead and throw a bed out, my ender chest, and then I'm going to get my tools together to go ahead and get this started. This actually may not take too long. Seems like the more and more I do this, the better and better I get at it. So, I forgot how nice these shovels are, these efficiency shovels. I'm not going to worry about... I may have to tidy this up just a little bit over here. I don't really care for how the terrain's looking too much. Like, I think... Yeah, it's kind of hard to see from down there, but... have this right here. Man, maybe I should just make an iron shovel for this. I'll just do this by hand. And then... Okay. I'll leave that up on that next level. And we're just going to take some of the edge here off. Hopefully this thing doesn't start messing up on us again. I can almost feel it in my bones that it is, but we're gonna persevere. All right. So the first thing we do when I terraform, first thing I do is I add the texture first. So I got 3 blocks. 1 block I don't want to use as much. Ooh, I need to get some... I'll put the lights in later. So like this block right here, I don't want to lose as much because this right here is going to tell me where I'm going to put my bushes, firefly bushes. So this is a small area, so I'm probably going to use 2 of those. We're going to take some bricks. We'll put those out, and then we're going to use some stone. And we're just randomly put those out. And then we basically, at that point, we fill in all the gaps with moss. And then we do a little bit of touch-up work. I always like to do the touch-up on each section as I go. Which means I'm going to have to get my lights, put the lights in. Get some carpet out as well. Add some. That adds a little bit of like evenness to the ground. And over here. Yeah. Actually, terraforming is one of the things I kind of enjoy doing. I could spend pretty much all day doing it because it's pretty mindless. You just grab stuff, you plant it, and, you know, or you put it, and you just, you know, there's really not too much thinking involved with it. There's no wrong way to do it. You know, as long as you're replacing something and you're changing the way something looks and it's your vision. You grab some lights and carpet. Lights, carpet. And we're gonna put, first thing we're gonna do is my lights just my lights just flickered. Okay, so we're gonna go so we need to go to minus 144. And it's unfortunately that one. So that's on the edge. We don't want it on the edge, so we're going to have to... we're going to have to modify this landscaping a little bit to make... that makes sense. And then let's take this one out too. And this one. And yeah, I think that's good. So let's throw some moss in here. Okay, good. Now I'm not going to cover this light up right yet. I want the light to remain out until I've got all the build done in this area. That way I can see where they're at, so I can plan my builds around them. So basically what we're going to do now is we'll just take some moss, and I'm going to put some right here because it looks cool. Put some right there too in the corner. And then we're just randomly going to put it out. Try not to put it over top of anything. We can be pretty liberal with those. We don't have to do anything special with those, so we could just put those wherever. So now we're going to outline the next level. I didn't mean to do that. And by outline, I mean I'm just going to take and just put some moss around the outside here, following the pattern that's already been established by the natural generation of the land. And like I said, there's not too much thinking here. You just kind of go with the terrain at this point. So everything that's inside of this, all the way over here, this is going to be easy because I cleared all that out a while back to build this farm here. So that was easy. And let's go ahead and sleep, because I did get a skeleton spawn in here earlier. I couldn't figure out where it spawned from, but I hunted it down. I killed it. I made sure that the villagers was still spawn proof, because nothing's going to be able to get in that area otherwise. So alright, so now it's just rinse and repeat. Same thing we did earlier. We're gonna go through here, make sure we fill in our gaps. Not because, you know, I want to save the dirt or whatever. It's just because so I don't fall in the freaking holes while I'm trying to do stuff, because that's annoying. This area that I originally built over was covered in underground caves. So it's very easy to fall into holes over here. And it's super annoying. So I've done my best to cover them up. I used to have them marked, but since I started doing the terraforming, I basically since I started doing terraforming, I did end up covering those markers up. So that created a little problem, but I mean, besides those couple spots over at the other side where I was building the lamps, I haven't really had an issue with it. Knock on wood. I mean, it's something that could very much, like, come and bite me in the butt at some point, for sure. Yeah, there needs to be a light over here, too. And I need to... Yeah, because I think that light's going to go right over here. Yeah, I need to be minus 144, minus 313. So that lamp, or that frog light, needs to go right there. then minus 154, 313. Then minus 164. And minus 174. Yeah, this is one of those on the corner, so that's going to be a bit of an issue. So we'll just do this. All right, so those are all in, and I should have another row of lights that have to go in here too. We can just go down 10 from these. This would be minus 323. And minus 164. And we'll go ahead and do the 74 as well. All right. We'll address where those lights are when we get down here. The only reason why I thought of that is because I was just talking about the skeleton, and I was like, oh, it actually is kind of dark over here because I'm knocking out all these torches I put in temporarily. Hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. Alright, so I'm going to need a little bit more moss, but I'm going to get rid of some of this dirt as well, because I'm not really going to need any of that. Oops. Forgot the one of the more important parts here. I think that's quite enough there. So yeah, I didn't do my Resident Evil stream this weekend. A little bit busy with my birthday, and then a friend of mine yesterday asked to hang out for a bit, so I did that instead, um, and which is fine. I loved it. I had a great time. I got to be out in the sun, and I don't have a chance to like. As I'm recovering, I still have issues with like energy, so it was kind of nice to get out and enjoy the sun. We did get to walk along the beach for a little bit, so that was really nice. So all in all, it was it's a really good day. I am going to get to Requiem eventually, uh, but right now I'm just kind of focused on this next week is getting these VODs edited and up on my YouTube channel, which is going to be like basically it's going to be a sister of this channel, and eventually once I get the because I'm going to utilize Lightstream. Once I get that up and running, it's going to allow me to stream in two different places at simultaneously. So I'm going to go ahead and do that when I live stream because YouTube really there's not really much of an interactive chat there as opposed to here, which Twitch is really big on making sure people are active in chat. You know what I'm saying? So do I have enough room for another? I don't. Okay, that's going to run right into there, so that's fine. I'm not going to go up there. I just wanted to put that there so it's there. All right, so we're going to do this, this, and that. Okay, we're going to do that. And put that right there. Like I said, this is just a process here. I kind of want to make sure something doesn't look totally out of whack. You know what I'm saying? Because I kind of want it to look as natural as possible. And to do that, sometimes you gotta shave the edges down. I think that will be perfect. So let's fill these spots in, and then we'll be done with this little level right here. Yeah, probably only going to go for about an hour or so tonight. And due to that internet issue I was having later, I don't want to be up too late doing this tonight, but I do want to get a few things done on stream, and because I like talking you guys through my thought process, and you know, just it's enjoyable. All right. Let's do that. And cool. So I'm going to start this level right here, but I don't think I'm going to go any further than this right now. Actually, I'll go ahead and outline it, but I'm not going to go any further than that. Right there. Because to be honest, I don't really feel like moving all these flowers and everything tonight. Or even like moving the the little pull I'm using for that. Um, I'll take that's a tomorrow mellow problem, not a tonight mellow problem. You know what I'm saying? So I haven't. I know I'm streaming Minecraft tomorrow. I just don't know what my goals are going to be tomorrow. I'll probably sit down and think about that tonight. Tomorrow during the day, I will be editing videos, and they will go up on YouTube. And then I'm going to post a link to my YouTube channel here in my link section. I haven't posted yet because there's nothing on it. Not a thing. Uh, the whole idea of that channel was to have a place to put my live streams on, and you know, and then what I was going to do is probably in the future is when I get a week of live streams, which I'll do 3 to 4 Minecrafts a week. I'll just combine them into like one short 30 or 40 minute episodes with maybe some highlights and some interesting things. Not everybody wants to watch a 2-3 hour um, live stream, you know. Oh wow, I did not pick up any moss while I was over here. Alright, so I'm gonna have to outline this other side too. I don't know, that just looks better to me like that. That's why I did it. Let's get some dirt. And do this. And then after I do this, I'm probably going to get a few of these bushes and then go ahead in the spots that I've already landscaped here. I'm going to go ahead and get those firefly bushes in the ground. Because to be honest, if I don't, I'm going to forget. And it's an effect I really want in this area. Because Mako gives off little particles in the game, so I'm just kind of mimicking that as much as I can, as much as the game allows me to. All right, highlight time. We're only going to put 2 of these out right now, and then boom. Now, some of these I do random, some of them I do kind of plan out, especially if I got the crack stones. Now, I didn't grab any of those because I just put them all away, and to be honest, I didn't even think about needing them because I was pretty much done with my stream tonight, and I was going to just AFK, let everything sort out, and redo all my shulkers and get everything organized. So tomorrow, when I'm ready to stream tomorrow evening, I'm ready to go. I don't have to spend half an hour before the stream starts trying to get everything in order or figuring out where everything is, or spending half the stream trying to figure out where I've put something. So this is going to make things easier for all of us, really. All right, let's grab some of these. At least this helps me get rid of them. So, okay. So what I'm going to do is everywhere I have one of these little chiseled doodads, we're going to go down 2, put that in, and then right above it, we're going to throw a moss block. So we get our particle effects over here. Now you're not going to be able to see them that well because there's a ton of them being generated right there. But once we get those moves, you're going to be able to see them. Let's put this one here. Oops. That's taken care of. I think I have one up here. I do. Right here would be good. I don't want to lose my moss. I mean, I have a farm, but it, you know, I just, once again, it's just one of those things. It just takes a lot of time. And right now I do have all the materials I need. I just, I don't want to take extra time tomorrow to do it because I do have quite a bit on my plate tomorrow to take care of. And tomorrow will start the second week for the channel. I think for the first week I've done pretty well. Better than I thought I was going to do in the first week. So we'll get that viewer count up. That'll come in time. Hopefully I can keep getting better and better at this. I'll be honest with you, I had a lot of fun on the stream this morning. So if you missed that, the VOD is already up, so you can catch that. Basically played about the first 3.5 chapters of remake, Final Fantasy VII Remake, and yeah, it was a good time. So hopefully you guys can make the next one, which will be next Sunday. I actually stream that throughout the week because I do enjoy that game, and I think I'm going to try some different times of the day, especially if I have some downtime. Probably not tomorrow, but maybe, I know Tuesday I usually don't do any streaming, so I may try to do it Tuesday. But right now, I've been doing this for about 45 minutes. I'm at a good pausing point. I do want to get hydrated and move around a little bit because I really just have this one big section right here to finish off. And so I'm going to take a quick break and I will be back shortly. Alrighty, I'm back. And that was a nice little break. Um, let's see. So, take a little nap and then get the rest of this done. And then I'm actually going to go back to the villager trading hall. I may just go ahead and do that on stream too because I want to. I think he has a stonemason there, so if he's got some neat, I may buy it because I got quite a few emeralds. Got quite a few emeralds, so I'd like to go ahead and I'm not this area right here. I'm not even going to touch because this right here is going to be built out a little bit further, and it's going to go into this area over here. This is a small Mako retaining tank right here that I've done with like an infinity floor. I like the way it looks. It's going to look better once everything once I finish the inside of it. But yeah, what's going on? Oh, I'm close to that. I get it. I'm close to that beacon over there. I really need to pack that up at some point. Oh, and there's a story behind this chicken in this cart here. Basically, I was just testing out carts. I'll pick up the egg. And I just wanted to keep this running. And then one day I came down here, there's a chicken in it, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to leave him in there. He seems to be having a good time. So that is why there's a chicken in that cart. And to be honest, I think I'm going to build around it and just leave him there in that cart. I like it. And I'll probably put a name tag on him, but he's not going to despawn anyway because he is in that cart. And I say he's been there for probably a good 4 months. So he seems to be enjoying himself. So who am I to stop him from having fun, right? Need a good name for the chicken, though. All right. Yeah, there's not a lot of people on the server. I mean, there's quite a few people that have invites for the server, but there's they kind of fade in and out. You'll see people show up sometimes, just very rarely. Their builds are a little bit on the other side of spawn, opposite of where I built. That was by design. There was a lot of people building over that way, so I kind of wanted to do something a little bit out in a different area. But I really didn't want to be too far from spawn either because, like I said, I'm not too good at the early game stuff because I'm not very good at fighting. I'm not, I'm just... I like trying to figure out farms. I like trying to figure out things with redstone, even though I'm not really good at that either. But I just like problem solving and being a little creative. And I feel like the more I build and the more I do things, the better off. I'm not saying I'm great at it, but I will say that I feel like I've improved since day one. And I think that's what we all want to do, is just improve. Not just Minecraft, but at life, just everything. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to do my firefly bushes the same time I do these. And we're going to put 4 of these out. So... just think that those things just they add a certain like uh, something to to the build. Um, it's like so since like like there's very we're limited what we can do to make your world feel like. I mean, you can use like villagers and stuff like that, but I mean, they're a pain to deal with, and it's one of my least favorite things to do. I think I would rather fight the Ender Dragon with no weapons than have to deal with villagers. It's just that it's just that annoying to have to deal with them. Um, but So there's not too much you can do to make your world feel. I mean, yeah, you can use like iron golems, you can use copper golems, but that's gonna lag, cause some lag. And copper golems are just noisy, just in general when they move around. Um, so you can use armor stands. That's very, which is probably one of it. I'm going to use armor stands in a lot of places. That's going to add a little bit of life to it, but they're not animated, so like you're not going to get a lot of movement out of them and things of that sort. So we're going to fill this up. Like I said, each section, each little pie section in the slums is going to be completely done from top to the roof. And I'm almost out of the section right now, which is why I'm not going over any further. But will be completely done before I move on to anything else. Because I want each little section to have its own little, like, flavor. Like, so, that disappeared, right? I mean, like, you guys saw that. So the building materials I use for this one, they'll share some building materials like the wood and everything. But some of the other stuff, I'll probably use more often. Like I may use, like for another section, I may use deep slate. I may use smooth stone. I may use a lot of things. The lamps are going to be different. Each little section is going to have its own things because the slums were just built by people that had a necessity to have somewhere to live because they worked in Midgar and they couldn't afford to live on the plate, which is the top. So that's what we're kind of going with, all right, let's go ahead and do this. Actually, you know what I want to do? Yeah, we'll do that. That will be my outline right there. I am outlining this top part, but I'm not going to do anything with it. I've got to actually plan up here. It's going to be a little bit before I get here because this is going to run into what the Shinra building. And the Shinra building is basically not just that. It's going to go down because if you played Interlude, you know that the Shinra building doesn't just go up. It goes down in the ground too. So I'm probably going to do that too. Now, that's going to be later. Now, that's going to be a lot more difficult because underneath this is a huge cave system, which I already told you. So I'm going to have to, like, really take some time and do some spelunking. And getting that taken care of. Spawn proofing that area is going to be a lot more difficult. It'll be a much more difficult building because I'm not really concerned about like zombies and skeletons and stuff like that, which is like that stuff's easy. Like I can, oops, I didn't mean to put that there. Right, that's where I wanted to stop. Yeah, this area right here. So I'm not putting those there because this is going to be built over anyway, so there's no point for me doing that. Yeah, really what I'm concerned about are Endermen, like, popping in during the build. right? Because they can be a pain in the butt, especially if you're AFKing and you don't have like, and your guy, like when you AFK somewhere and enderman can pop up, your guy better be like this or he's probably gonna die. Because even though you're supposed to look at them, they will jump in your field of vision uh, more often than not. Pack up here. Where were the... No, that was... Where were they were here. And then we'll put these extra things in here too, because this chest right here is just going to keep getting emptier and emptier. And we'll go ahead and throw these torches in here too, because I won't need those. I do have an empty shulker box still. That's good. I mean, so yeah, I think even though we didn't do too much, it wasn't too long of a stream. I feel like we got quite a bit done. The landscaping here. I need to put something here. But I'll figure that out when I start building over here. I'm still not sure what I'm going to do with this farm right here. Now, these coarse trees, the thing with them is that they grow... they won't grow within a block of an obstruction. So, if that... Let's say this tree grew straight out this way. Once it hit, like, got here, like, to where that block would be, it would stop growing. And unless it grew straight up, it's just gonna... It'll turn off. That's what that is. That's the coarse fruit is, like, not growing anymore. And all of them, none of them are growing anymore. But this whole thing's ready to be harvested. I'll do that off stream. But they won't be as tall, so you're not going to have as big of a harvest of the coarse fruit. If that makes sense. So you kind of want that to be real big. Now what I could do is build the wall starting from this, right? And maybe this right here. And go all the way around and build it way up high. But you can see right here, you look straight up, look at that, coarse fruit. So then it'll keep that from growing. So I think I am just going to leave this out in the open. Now this one died because, or this one didn't die, but it kind of turned off because it was too close. Now I did initially build these inside of a huge building, but they just weren't working out. I wasn't getting the, because I use them for end rods, and I wasn't getting the what I needed from them. So the good news is that now I have them. I can use them anytime. Now I've got plenty of coarse fruit now and coarse flowers. I can probably make, you know, I think I have more coarse flowers than I do end stone. If you've ever been to the end, you know what I'm talking about. I hate mining there. I hate going to the end. I hate everything about the end. It's even worse than the nether, and I despise the nether. So, let's pack this up. I do need to drop some things off in storage because I'm carrying around in my ender chest. Let me just go ahead and grab those out. These 3 fortune books, these hoppers, the diamonds. I am going to go back to the trading hall. So let me go. I don't know why I did that. You can go up here. So I'm going to pick this up, and then I'm going to go drop these things off in my storage unit. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to go to the bartering farm first. So, and no, I don't have a portal here because there are 2 that are relatively close. And I'm going to put the, I'm going to put it in where it's appropriate. So like if you Final Fantasy VII didn't have a portal to a dimension in just like anywhere else. So it's going to be a dimension, but it's going to be behind like a sealed door. So like, you know, I can like a a piston door, so I can get in it whenever I want. It's not going to affect the overall build at all. So this area right here is spawn. Now this was all built before I even started playing the game. The server owner and his wife built all this, and I think their daughter helped them too. So this is more of a medieval type of town. Here's our Iron Golem farm, and it's very humane. He has rickets. They did a good job here. Very, very cool. Like, I love what they did here. And this is where they started their building adventure in Minecraft. So very cool. If you keep going the way I'm facing, there's a train track that'll take you over to a desert where there's some really cool builds over there. They're more fun builds. Like there's some cactus with some faces that are on fire and all sorts of stuff. It's very neat, but this is the closest portal. This is the main portal into our nether hub here. And server owner did a great job. Lord Gibro did a great job with this right here. So it's basically everything we got down here. My bartering farm is down that way. I don't have any gold on me, or I'd show you how that works, because that's actually pretty freaking neat. We're just going to roll down here so we can get to the farm. Or trade hall, sorry. I'm not doing a farm right now. I'm going to a trade hall because I think he has a stonemason down here. I told him he needs to get the the stonemasons, like get all of them. Like you have every 16 one with each different color of terracotta you can get. Because even though terracotta is relatively easy to dye and everything, I would rather spend emeralds to buy it than try to. I'd rather spend emeralds to buy it than try to mine it, to be honest with you. Let's see. I don't remember what this guy has. Okay, he has those. And then he has this glazed terracotta. And he has the quartz blocks. Oh, these guys are super annoying. Let's see what we got here. We got wool. These guys haven't been leveled up yet. Alright, fisherman. Ooh, I need to bring my pufferfish over here, my tropical fish, and sell them for emeralds. Cleric. Ooh, glowstone. Experience potions. A cartographer. I am going to need a cartographer because I need to make some maps. Alright, well, it was worth coming over here and taking a look at anyway. So back to the only way I like going through the nether. It's via train cart. Otherwise it kind of sucks, you know? I am going to have to get back in here at some point, mine some blackstone, but once again, that's a problem for another day. Oh, there goes my minecart. Come back. There we go. I almost ran all the way back down to the hub. Yeah, and this is completely spawn-proof down here. No gas, no piglins, no zombie piglins. Nothing can spawn down here. Which is great. Another thing I like about when I come over to spawn is when I go back, I can just see the massiveness of what I'm working on. You know, that to me, that's kind of cool. I bet you classify it as an epic build, whatever you want to do. But yeah, I just like looking at it from the outside. It's even going to be bigger because um, what I forgot about Midgar in Remake is that even outside the walls, there's city, there's slum, and there's city. Still, like the plates look like they're trying to be extended, and um, there's buildings and stuff on top of them, or roads and everything that go through the thing. So I want to do the main pizza. I'm just gonna call it a pizza. We'll do the main thing first, and then that's gonna be just extra on the outside. Unless I want to go somewhere else and build, but I just love looking at that, walking up to it. It's just, I can't imagine what it's going to look like when it's got the reactor. There's going to be a reactor right there. There'll be a reactor over there. They're going to be way up in the sky. There's going to be lights coming out of them. It's going to be amazing. So we're going to go back through the tunnel. I love the sound it makes. I didn't mess that up, did I? Okay, yeah, that's still good. And we're going to just take a trip up to our there's our sorter, our shulker sorter. It's just emptied a shulker, so it's moving right along. That's our mass bulk storage. That's eventually all my systems will be connected to each other. I just don't have it. I don't have it done yet. I do work on that every so often, but being that redstone's a little bit more complicated, I don't like working on stream on that because I'll forget what I'm supposed to be doing, and you know, because you run your mouth and you do some other things too, and then like you just forget. Let's drop my books off. Oh, it's better not be other. Okay, those are efficiencies, not okay. And then we're gonna drop these guys off in the old copper golem storage here system. We'll let these go through the system and sort. So I have one shulker left. So being up here and AFKing up here, my AFK spot is literally right here. And this is the overflow chest. A lot of stuff's going to end up here. That's fine. But each of these have a copper golem behind them. You can't really see them, and they're responsible for 9 chests. But this is my AFK spot, and so this allows for this sorting system to run, plus the one down below. And plus, it's just a neat little place. But that's where we're going to call it for tonight. Appreciate you guys watching. The people that have come in and out during the stream. This will be up tomorrow on the VOD to go back and rewatch, and then I'll also be uploading these to YouTube throughout the week next week, and then you can go back and rewatch there if there's anything you missed, or you can fast forward through some of the stuff. But appreciate you guys. Take care, and we'll see you next time.